Hello and welcome to Low Bricks. This is Leaky Trooper, and this is not what you're normally used to seeing when we're building onto the Tatooine MOC. That's because this is the disassembled pieces, well, I should say not yet assembled pieces, of a Rontos. What the heck is a Rontos, you're going to ask? Well, we're going to tell you. And then we're going to build it. We're going to speed build the Rontos. Actually, we're going to try to build two of them. And here's an early depiction of part of the Rontos butt, if you will. But eventually we're going to have two of them. So anyways, before we get started, I first wanted to talk about our inspiration. What did we use? What instructions, what inspiration, what pictures did we use to come up with Rontos? Because they don't exist. You can't buy a Rontos. Unlike the dewback, here's a picture of one on the board where that is pre-molded. And unlike that, the Rontos doesn't exist. There isn't a pre-molded version. There isn't even really a brick-built version of it. Kind of like the Bantha. We had to build our own Bantha. Here's a picture of a Bantha we brick-built. So we're going to have to do the same with the Rontos. But fortunately, there is a very cool Lego community out there, and I found a Rontos that I liked. And then I found a set, actually a Black Panther Rhino attack set, which I'll show you in a minute, that actually, with the combination of the two, I think I'm going to be able to build a halfway decent Rontos with these legs. So anyways, let's show you my inspiration, and then we're going to build this sucker. All right, so I started kind of my Rontos journey by just typing in Lego Rontos on Google, and came up with all sorts of crazy stuff. Some that looked like Rontoses, some that didn't. But ultimately, I found one, and it's not great, and here's a picture of it, that I was going to order, and it looked molded, kind of like the dewback. So I ordered it, and of course it was from kind of a sketchy Chinese site. I sent them $37, and they sent me a red bead, which is great. Never got my money back, never got my Rontos. So I had to go back to the drawing board, and assistant basically said, "You're becoming obsessed, Leaky, trying to find a Rontos." But then one day I was on a Facebook group called Bantha Bricks, and I had been looking for Rontoses for a while, and then I finally found it, that probably the most glorious Rontos, Lego Rontos of all time. And it was a brick-built one, and it was done by a gentleman by the name of Chris Daw, and I got to definitely promote him. So here is a picture of the Rontos on his Facebook page. I have reached out to Chris. I have not heard back from him because I was trying to get a parts list or something like that, but wasn't able to do that. But I did find this Lego set right here, and it is Lego set 76099, which is the Black Panther Rhino face-off at the mine. And this is a set from 2018. I think at the time it was pretty cheap, like $24. You can still get the set for $50. But I wasn't necessarily interested in the set. What I was interested in was the instructions, which I downloaded online. Here's a picture of the kind of where I downloaded them from. And the reason I got this set was, if you look back at Chris Dawes' Rontos, the bottom of the Rontos, or the main body, looks a lot like the Rhino. So I said, oh, at least I could start somewhere, because didn't have instructions how to build this Rontos. So what I did was I did a combination of the Black Panther face off the Rhino set, and just kind of observing Chris Dawes' Rontos that he built, and I basically did a hybrid and built my own. And that is what you're going to see today. I actually did it. It's done. So this isn't going to be your normal speed build. I'm not going to be able to do every single piece of it. I'll start with the body, and then I'm going to have to cut around, because it literally took me 4 hours to build this thing, and a lot of it was trial and error. So I captured some of it, and hopefully you'll find it cool as you see me build this Rontos. And then I'm going to stick it on the board so you can see it in all of its Rontos glory. And again, I didn't do it 100% like Chris's. I made the neck a little longer, and I made a few changes. And you'll see as I build it what I did differently. I kind of wanted to scale it to my MOC. So anyways, let's get building. All right, now that you've seen where I got my ideas from, and here's all the crazy parts. I think this is way more parts than we're going to need to build an actual Rontos. But I did not want to take any chances, run out of parts midstream. Anyways, let's build the Rontos. Okay, well, let's see the finished product. Here is the Rontos. And apologies again for not showing you the entire build video. That would have been 4 hours, and probably everybody would have stopped watching around, about 20 minutes or so. So anyways, I am pretty happy with it. Getting a little close so you can see some of the details here. There's the rhino legs. I did make the neck longer than I had expected, and when we put it on the board, you'll see why. I basically wanted to be in scale with the entire Tatooine MOC. There are a few things I want to update on it. It's a little fragile, a little shaky. But on the whole, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in its final form. So let's compare this to the movie version of the Rontos. And one of the things that you'll notice is he's kind of multicolored here. He's kind of gray, a little bit of green melded in, a little bit of tan. And that is what I was trying to recreate in my picture. Kind of getting those color variations there. And one more time, let's see the shot of the Rontos in the movie and ours. I think it looks pretty close. And I know it's not quite to scale, but hey, what are you going to do? And now let's see it side by side with the original inspiration, Chris Dawes Rontos. Got it pretty close there. I think my ears are sticking up a little more rabbity at the top. So with that, let's get this guy on the board. Okay, here is the Rontos in Mos Eisley on the Tatooine MOC. And the Jawa is riding him into town. He hasn't had the, earlier in the scene you saw the unfortunate spill where the Jawa fell off of it. That really hasn't happened yet. And he's heading kind of in this back way into town on the Rontos. One thing I do notice is that thing is pretty big. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get a second Rontos in there. We'll try, but man, it's big. Don't know if that's going to work. So where is this Jawa going? Well, he is going into the center of Mos Eisley to the Jawa shop, and that is where the Jawas are selling their goods. So he is, bringing more goods to the Jawas. And I find it interesting that Jawas are riding this thing because, normally they have the sand crawlers, and I don't think one of these big suckers would fit inside of a sand crawler. So, that's pretty much it for this episode. There's our Rontos. I've been waiting for one of these for a very long time. I am happy I finally got one that I think is decent. I don't know if it's perfect. I could still do a little more work on it. But we have a Rontos. I think, I keep saying Rontos. They might be Ronto. Like a Ronto in plural would be Rontos. But anyways, who cares, right? Doesn't matter. So anyways, if you like this video, please like. Thanks for watching. Again, we have our Tatooine MOC video every Wednesday. I know Assistant is hard at work at Jabba's Palace. Please join us each Wednesday. Friday we have kind of our fun video, and I think we're doing more minifigs reviews this week. We've been doing a lot of live streams lately, and we're glad when you guys show up to that, so join us for those. They're usually on the weekend. On Sunday, sometimes we do like a midnight one on Saturday. But anyways, this is Leaky Trooper. Please like this video. Please hit the notification bell. Please subscribe. We will see you in the next one, and I am out of here. Bye.